There's our first one. Oh, that's a big one. He's winning. Oh, got one. Got one. There it is. There it is. There it is. That's a good one. Oh, that might be a big one. That might be a big one. Oh! Alright, boys. 3 lakes, 3 lures. So I don't have 3 lures for this pond right here. I have 2. I do have 3, but 2 of them are the same. So I have 2 chatterbaits, and then I have a worm rod. This pond is super shallow. Here's the little bladed jig we're throwing. But this pond is super shallow. Probably 6 foot deepest at the max, and it has a soft bottom. So it's like prime chatterbait. It's like prime bladed jig conditions. So we're gonna give ourselves an hour. I had a little bit of boat trouble when we first got out here. I think I have like a shortage in one of my cables or something like that. So we had to jiggle it around. Now we got power. Hopefully the power will just last for 2 hours, or 3 hours. That's all I really need it for. Just 3 more hours of power, and the boat can take a rest. So got old 3 lakes 3 lure summertime edition for you guys today. It was kind of hard doing a lure selection because you just never know how the fishing's gonna be, you know, but that's the fun of these videos. It's like having to figure it out on a new lake, and then you only have those 3 or 4 lures, or you only have those 3 lures that you pick to figure it out with. I felt pretty strong about a chatterbait out here, honestly. I feel like we should be able to catch at least one on a chatterbait. I wish the sun would go behind the clouds, and I wish we could have a little bit of wind. Then there would be no doubt in my mind it would be a chatterbait day. But that's why I also brought a worm rod and 2 chatterbaits. So if the chatterbaits don't work out and we like 45 minutes in, we are just gonna switch over to the worm. But I have pretty good faith in the chatterbait. It's always tough though, especially fishing ponds. Like I've fished these ponds before, don't get me wrong, but like I haven't been out to any of them in a couple of weeks. So I brought 2 different chatterbaits. One's more of a white chatterbait, and the one I'm throwing right now is kind of like a white on top, green pumpkin on the bottom. So I got 2 different variations. This water's pretty dirty, so. And like I said, if those 2 don't work out at all, we have a worm rod. Can't ever go wrong with the worm rod. Like that's one of those things that I don't want to have to pull out, but I can if I have to, you know. Right now, there we go. There's our first one. Oh, that's a big one. He's running. Oh, he got off. No, he got off. Oh, no. First one got off. Dang, that's already a fish. Oh, man, he got clean off, too. I mean, he was running to the side. I saw my line running. It was going over here. And then next thing you know, it's just like nothing. And you feel the blade chattering again. And you're like, oh, no, that means he got off. I don't know, that was a big one. I mean, I feel like he might have been maybe 2 or 3 pounds. He was moving pretty easy, but then again, he was also swimming like the opposite direction of us, and we weren't really moving him, you know? So, I mean, it wasn't a 5-6 pounder by any means, but I think he probably had shoulders on him. He had a nice little physique to him. But yeah, like I was about to say before, I was so rudely interrupted by that fish. I get a lot of comments like, slow down your retrieve, you reel so fast, why do you do that? Today I'm just really trying to cover water, and this is a reaction bait, so if we blaze it by one's face, if we make a lot of casts, we'll blaze it by one's face eventually. And I mean, we're only 6 minutes into the video and we already had a bite. So like along the grass line and whatnot, I kind of slow it down, but when I cast out here more, I normally reel a little bit faster, just because we can cover more spots. And I mean, if we make 3 casts in the same area and one doesn't pick it up, then I feel more comfortable moving. Oh, got one. Oh, he got off too. No. I know. I felt something when I was back there, and my blade was kind of. Is that enough? No. My blade was kind of going, but it really wasn't. I need to switch up my hooks. I need to go up instead of sideways. We lost 2. That one definitely wasn't big. That one was probably under a pound, but still, just trying to break the ice. You know, we got 2 bites so far, but don't have anything to hold. There it is. That's a good one. Oh my gosh, that's a big one. Don't come off. Please. Please. Is that a bass? Yeah. Stop. Don't come off. That's a nice little thick boy. Dude, he's just pulling the whole boat. Oh, we're gonna have to grab him. Hey, that's our first one. This one was so strong for its size. Whew, look at that. How big is that one, y'all think? Like 2 maybe? We have a scale. Let's see. Hey, that's our first one. Could be number 3. And we've been out here for 15 minutes on the dot. So we're gonna see how much this one weighs, and then we're gonna let it go, see if we can find another one. He might be 2, maybe. Oh. 2-2. We'll take it, 2-2. Your new name is 2-2. Ooh, looks like he's been into it with somebody right here. Like he tried to get, oh dude, look how, it's like a perfect circle. Look. It looks like he almost got ate by like another big fish. There's a mark right here, and then it continues down here. Or that might just be my imagination running wild. But yeah, it's not on that side. It really looks like he got like hit right here. And I mean, that's the mouth of a 3-4 pounder to try to eat this one. At least 3-4 pounder. It could be a 6-7, who knows. See ya. I just got pond water in my ear from dropping that fish like that. All right, let's see if we can double up back to back. I wonder if that was that same one that just hit it. All right, guys, it is currently 12 o'clock on the dot. We're gonna fish until 1 out here. It is the middle of the day, so we have 2 rods. 2 rods for 2 pretty similar purposes, but we're gonna be doing kind of different stuff on them. So the first rod is going to be good old weightless Senko. So we got our, pretty sure this is a 5 EWG hook, and then we got this little, I'm not sure what color this is. We'll have to look at the pack and see. There's some like little grass mats and whatnot out here that we can throw this on, hopefully hook up on. And then we have this rod that we were just throwing that chatterbait on. We took the chatterbait off, and it's a 7-foot medium heavy, so it's going to be plenty good for a weighted Texas rig with a little 3/8 ounce tungsten weight on it. And we are going to be throwing the, ooh, that looks good, but we're not throwing that. Fluke worm, here it is. Kind of a natural color. This color is called Blue Flash. So, I mean, it kind of has like some bluegill resemblance in there, and then like some shad on the bottom side of it. Like a green pumpkin. Is that green pumpkin? Yeah, kind of like a green pumpkin up top. So we have an hour out here. Gonna fish for an hour, fish them hard for an hour, see what we can come up with. So we're gonna fish up against this grass because there's definitely bass in this grass. Middle of the day, just a little bit of shade for them. So we know that there's gonna be fish like right on the edge of this grass line. We might have to fish around a little bit to kind of figure, oh, that's a snake. So, just had a snake. A little close call with a snake. That was nice. You know, I'm a big fan of snakes. Not really, I hate snakes, but I think we were pretty cool, calm, and collected. We didn't jump off the boat. I'm pretty interested to see the difference in fishing the weighted rig versus the weightless, because one or the other is going to do a lot better than the other one. So if I had to guess right now, it's probably going to be the weightless rig is going to do a little bit better. Just that free floating, slower presentation, but a bigger bait. Normally does pretty good. You have to fish around before you can make that call of which one's going to be better. There we go. Oh no, he got off. That was one. There it is. There it is. That's cool. Biggest one of the day. Come here. Maybe biggest one of the day. Definitely thick. Perfect hook set, top of the mouth. We're gonna back up off of the spot right here. Honestly, I thought we would catch them on the Texas rig, but I figured that weightless would do a little bit better. But I think it's pretty deep right here, so like this color looks a lot better in this water. Like for this water clarity, my mind just goes straight for the blue flash versus the other one. What is the other one? Let's find that out real quick. Cinnamon purple. Yeah, I just think the blue flash looks a little bit better for this type of water. There's the first one. I'm not sure if he's quite two. He looked pretty solid coming up out of the water, but hey, we'll take it. Fish number one, through lakes, through lures, summertime. Flute worm. The flute worm is one of those confidence baits, like I was saying earlier. In certain conditions, like when I see the pond that I'm fishing, this is one of those baits I'm like, oh yeah, this catch the crap out of them. One, it's a kind of smaller profile stick bait, and I'm pretty sure it's made to rig drop shot. It like the smaller one, like a drop shot or Nico rig, but me personally, you know, I like to switch it up a little bit. I just do a straight up Texas rig. I've never fished on a drop shot or anything like that, so. Oh, that might be a big one. That might be a big one. Oh, he got off. Dude, did you hear? I know my line was in all that grass and whatnot, but did you hear how that fish was sounding? Golly. Good morning, welcome back to another video, guys. Today we are out at the trophy pond. I know you see it, I know you love it. I know you love seeing this pond because there's the possibility of catching a really big bass out of this pond. We're not giving up on it until it happens. I kind of low-key started a little calendar in my mind. Like we have probably about 4 or 5 more months of really good fishing to catch a big one. And I mean, you can do it during the winter time, but if at all possible, I would like to do it during the summertime. The summertime fishing memories just stick a little bit better than like the wintertime freezing cold. Everybody's like, just throw a big worm on the bottom in the deepest part and you'll catch a big one. I know. I want to catch it a little bit different. I want to catch it on a frog or something a little bit more involved than just a big worm. I want to see the fish come up, blow up on my frog. I miss it. I come back out here 3 days later, I hook it, and it's just a 13, 14 pound bass. That's how my perfect PB, my new PB story goes in my mind. It's caught on a frog. It's 14 pounds and the frog is unusable after I catch it. Both of the hooks are bent out separate ways like this, and it's just a beautiful sight to see. So we're out here at the trophy pond this morning. We're out here kind of early this morning at 6, 7 o'clock. So we're gonna go around this grass, fish a frog. We also have a chopo, a popper. We have some options. We're not just sticking with the frog all day. So stay tuned, guys. I really appreciate you for supporting this video today. I'm super excited. I thought about this all night last night. I could barely sleep. By barely sleep, I mean I probably slept 2 hours last night thinking about this, and we're gonna try to get on some fish. We've had some rain today, or this week actually. The water temp right now is 86 degrees, which that's fairly cool. It's been like 92, 93. So hopefully we can find some fish hiding somewhere today on a frog. I'm pretty sure I have on like a traditional bullfrog pattern. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna tie on a black just because the water's a little bit darker, and I don't know. We might start off with the regular one, then go to black. We really don't know what we're doing today. We're just trying to catch a big fish on a frog. All right, guys, so I didn't only just bring frogs or topwater rods out here. I actually have some other stuff tied on, like this crankbait. And I know I said when I first got this boat and the fish finder and all that, I was like, I promise I'm not gonna become like the just screen watcher, you know, and just watch the screen for the whole video. Be like, oh guys, there's so many fish on the screen right here. This is so cool. You know, some days I'll come out here, I won't even turn it on, you know, because I know it's a good tool to have to catch fish, but I'm still stuck on the whole, like how I started fishing. You know, half the fun in fishing for me is just kind of like the mystery of, I don't know what the bottom composition is, and figuring out, tying on a deep crankbait as your depth finder and like finding out what the bottom composition of the pond is and all that. So I say all that to say this, I had the fish finder on today and we just passed by a whole bunch of fish. So I still had this chartreuse crankbait tied on from the last video, and I figured I'd just cast it around right here. it might as well. It's not gonna hurt anything before we get to our spot. We're going straight to the back. Also check the weather, and it is supposed to like bust down today, for lack of a better word. That means lots of rain in Alabama again. So I think we're probably gonna, it's supposed to rain from like 10 to 5, 6 o'clock tonight. So, I mean, if we're gonna catch a big one on Topwater, or catch a big one period, I feel like today's a pretty good day. And then the high is only supposed to get up to 86. So if this water stays cool, we might even hit some different ponds today. And I'm not gonna say it might be a 100 fish day because we'll catch 0, but I mean, I feel like our conditions are good today to have a decent day of fishing. Oh, got one. I don't know if it's big. Oh, he's not too big. He's not too big, but he's still first bass. Oh yeah, baby. Walking it down that grass. Got our first bass. That should be a wrapper. I don't care what nobody says. I got those bars for real, for real. Oh yeah, I think we got them pretty good. Come on, boom, baby. Woo. First one. Just love it when a plan works and you catch a bass. Oh, I could cry. Oh, I could cry. I knew there would be one on this grass right here. I just had to kind of slow down. I just had to slow down my retrieve a little bit. But I knew eventually we would catch one. You know when you're in one of those spots and you haven't caught anything in like 10, 15 minutes, but you're like, man, I'm gonna just keep casting right here. I'm gonna just switch up retrieves before I move because I know there's fish in the area. It's just one of those moments. Oh, that's a perfect hook set too. He was not gonna ever go anywhere. Like, there's 0% chance of a fish getting off if you hook him through the face like that. Woo, that's a nice little, I don't know, I feel like he's not quite 2 pounds. He could be close. Next year, it'll definitely be a 2. We're gonna get a weight on him. I say like 1.6 to 1.9, somewhere in there. Oh, almost 2 pounds, 113. Hey, it's close. Yeah, I felt like he was a 2-pounder, but like not really. He's just a healthy, respectable fish, really. Man, I love this. Thank you, dude. Don't tell your friends. If you do, be kind of upset with you. There he goes. See ya. All right, well, that is fish number 1. Man, guys, I tell you, there's just no better feeling of hooking up on a frog and you setting the hooks and like you feel it stick, you know, because the hookup ratio is pretty low on topwater frogs. Not gonna lie to you, but when you do hook up and like you set the hook on it and you feel the weight of the fish, you're like, oh yeah, fight's on, baby. And when I hooked that one, I wasn't sure how big he was because I didn't see him eat it. And you know, normally like the subtle blow-ups and like they're kind of bigger fish, the ones that jump out of the water for it, most of the time those are the smaller ones. But anytime I have like a little subtle topwater blow-up, my heart automatically starts racing because I caught my old PB was, 5'4", and I caught it on a frog. And I mean, when I tell you it was just the smallest blow-up, but once I got it hooked good, it was a really good fight. I had it just working really slow on this grass line. So at least we kind of have a pattern now for the rest. Kind of know how to work our frogs, what the fish might like. We were just walking it, weren't doing anything too crazy.
1 hour later.
Oh, that's a fish. Yeah, that's a fish. I just broke off on a fish. It has to be a big one. Oh yeah. Oh, it's a bass. I just clean broke off on this bass. And I just thought to grab the line and try it and see. We just hand line this fish in. I didn't say anything because like it felt like my crankbait I broke off right here, and the crankbait wasn't over there anymore. And I was more wanting to get my crankbait back, and I saw my line, so I just followed it and I was pulling it. I was like, okay, I casted right here, but my line's like out here. So something's not right. I mean, it would have been nice to get to fight this fish with the rod and reel instead of fighting it with my hands, I guess, but I'll take it. This I think he might be a little bit bigger than the first one. Might not be lengthwise, but as far as weight, he looks a little bit chubbier. Ooh, all right. That's fish number 2 of the day right there, guys. All right, fish number 2 of the day. We're gonna get a weight on him. The first one was 113. Oh, 2-pounder, 2-3. I don't know why that first one just looked so much bigger, but this one's just thicker. He eats better meals, I guess. Thanks for playing, Mr. 2-pounder. Let's go. I don't know, that's such a weird concept to me, is how like some fish, when you look at them side by side, one might look bigger than the other one, but the other one weighs more. Like that was the same thing. Or that's basically what happened there, is like that fish looked smaller than the first one, but weighed more. And I know that could be the difference in eating 3 bluegills or not for a bass, but. Oh, was that on that new rod? Oh, I did break off on the new rod. All right, guys, I feel like it's only fair if I tell you. I broke off on that Vengeance, and that's like a midway through the line break off too. It's not, I'll have to look at the guides on it. But I mean, I probably should replace the line. Normally, anytime I buy any combo that I've ever bought in the past with a line on it, I always replace it. My main reason for not replacing this line is because I just want to test it, for YouTube. Might have just been a bad spot in our line. There's no telling what it came from. It definitely wasn't from like banging on rocks or anything like that, though. We got a 2-3, or actually we have 2. We have a 2-3 and a 113. 113 came on the Frog, and the 2-3 came on a Berkeley Digger, Chartreuse. Now we're gonna pick this one up and fish it till we go in. I would time that other one, but I feel like this one might get us a little bit bigger bite, dives a little bit deeper, smaller body. This one might be a little bit more consistent, even though the water is not as hot yet as it normally is. I just feel like this one's a little bit better option. Even though it dives deeper, the fish might not be as deep, but it also has that smaller profile, and it's gonna go a hair deeper. So I feel like if we can keep this one in like the 8-foot range, we might be able to look up and find a bigger fish. That was crazy. That's why you always got to be alert. If you ever see your line in the water and you break off like that, always go grab it. One, to clean up the lake. You don't want to have a whole bunch of fishing line in your lake, because the more fishing line that you have in your ponds, the less bass that are going to be in your pond. So, one, to make sure your pond's nice and clean, and then 2, go pick it up, because you never know if you broke off on a fish or not. If you see the line, if it's a far enough break where you can go back and get it, I always go for it, because it might not be every time, but sometimes you did break off on a fish like that. If I feel like I gave it a pretty good hook set. And if I would never seen that one definitely would have been a 10-pounder, But it wasn't a 10, it was a 2-pounder. But now I know.
Chasing the bag, I'm racing the clock. Look at them block, watching them flop. Used to see this in my sleep. When I ain't had shit but my thoughts in the car, I really was lost. Now I'm public with the soundscapes.